Namaste. I posted a video 2 days ago on Devi Baglamukhi and the mantra clean as a method or a practice to still any illness or any problems that we face in our lives. The mantra of stillness. In the comment section, one of my Facebook friends requested for the expanded 36 syllable mantra to be shared. Thank you, Jenny, for this request, and I'm making this video especially for you, and of course I'm sure everybody else who would watch this video to the end might find it interesting. इस वीडियो के अंत में मैं हिंदी में भी संक्षेप में बगलामुखी माँ का मंत्र का वर्णन करूँगा. I will explain the mantra in Hindi also at the end of this video, just for information for the viewers who understand Hindi and appreciate it. Thank you, Jenny May, once again. Before I proceed into sharing this mantra of Maa Baglamukhi, I wish to share a general announcement that I received from one of the doctors in India regarding coronavirus, and I found it very important, so I thought I'll share it here. And the request and the information is, in case one of us gets affected by coronavirus, in case any one of our family members gets hit by coronavirus, do not rush to the hospital and do not get yourself tested. I repeat, in case you are hit by coronavirus, do not go to the hospital and do not get a test done immediately, because the testing kits are very, very limited, and the expected number of people that might get hit by coronavirus is very large, and we should conserve those testing kits. Nothing special will come out of that testing kit. All you need to do is be patient, understand your symptoms of dry cough, fever, fatigue, etc. Wait for a couple of days. By about 6 or 7 days, you should already be getting better. And if you don't get better by the 6th, 7th, 8th day, then go to the hospital and get yourself tested and take further medical support to get you out of that and support you in your healing process. Not before that. Okay, this was just a side on a pandemic that we are all facing, but with a smile and in total togetherness. Coming back to the mantra of stillness. So, first of all, I'll share something about stillness itself and why is it so important. Well, stillness is fundamental to creation. Even at a subatomic level or atomic level, when two atoms come together, they form a molecule. When two atoms or two molecules of different elements come together, they still form another complex molecule. These atoms and molecules, when they bond together, that bond is still. It is not dynamic. It's a still bond. And that stillness of the bond of two atoms becomes the basis of the entire material creation that is available to us and we belong to. In relationships, two people come together to become a couple. Becoming a couple entails forming a very stable and a still bond. The more still the bond is, the deeper the relationship and the more stable and sustainable that relationship. The moment there is a lack of stillness in the bond and there is a certain seeking out of the bond, that very moment, that very unstillness of the bond infuses the relationship with a certain weakness, a certain disease, you can say that. Stillness on the path of spirituality is very, very important. In fact, the definition of yoga, the goal of yoga, the process of yoga, and the practice of yoga is all centered around stillness. As mentioned in my previous post, I have modified the translation of the second sutra of the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali to define yoga as yoga is the joyful, effortless, sustained stillness of the mind. Yoga is the joyful and effortless stillness of the mind. And the practice of yoga is to achieve joyful and effortless stilling of the mind. It's something like you cannot repair a car engine while it is still on. The car engine should be still, it should be silent to be able to be entered into and repaired. Or if you wish to do a surgery, you can't have a patient moving on an operation table. The patient has to be still, and that's why we anesthetize the patient. Similarly, when you wish to work on your mind, the mind needs to be still. As still the mind shall be made, so much easier will it become for the surgery on the mind to be performed, for any kind of emotional purification or healing the mind of anger or jealousy or of any kind of negative stains that our mind gathers during the journey of our life. So stillness is very important, and stillness is a principle that is operating in our material universe. This principle of stillness is understood and accessed in the Vedic tradition as a point of wisdom, as a point of knowing, as a dimension of understanding, and therefore it is called one of the Mahavidyas, one of the great knowing or the great point of knowledge. So stillness is one of the 10 great points of knowledge, and these 10 great dimensions or points of knowledge are also known as the Dashamahavidyas, or the 10 wisdom goddesses, the 10 forms of the divine feminine or the divine kinetic energy that manifests itself into 10 principles such as time, such as space, such as cognition, such as volition, etc., such as knowledge, such as stillness. The form of goddess known as the Mahavidya of stillness is called by the name Baglamukhi, and the mantra to her, the sound syllables arranged in a mystical form dedicated to her, is known as the mantra of Bhagavati Baglamukhi, Ma Baglamukhi, Mother Baglamukhi, however you may address her, or the Mother of Stillness. Now I share the mantra with you, the long mantra. Let me just say it. So the mantra is Om Hlim Baglamukhi Sarva Dushtanam Vacham Mukham Padam Stambhe Jihvang Kilay Buddhin Vinashaya Hlim Om Swaha. So this is the 36 syllable mantra of Mother Baglamukhi. I repeat once again. Om Hleem Baglamukhi Sarva Dushtanam Vacham Mukham Padam Stambhe Jihvam Kilay Buddhim Vinashaya Hleem Om Swaha. Here I would want to, before I explain the meaning of this mantra and the intention, I wish to share this, that the simple meaning of the mantra is never its sole meaning or the only meaning. Mantras are like passwords. So suppose you have an email and you have a password which says, I love Blue Ocean 108. It does not literally mean when you type in the password section, I love Blue Ocean 108, that you mean to say you love that ocean full of water 108 times over. It doesn't mean that. It means I am so and so, I am Jenny May, I own this email address, please give me access. That's the meaning of that password. Similarly, the outer meaning of the mantra of Ma Baglamukhi or any mantra is not its inner intent. The inner intent and the inner meaning is much larger, much more complex, and would take a longer time. But even the understanding of the outer meaning of this mantra can be very interesting and could help us in allowing our minds to follow that particular trail of meaning and arrive at a certain space of stillness. So let's go for it. Let's see what it means. So I go word by word and go a little deeper into that. The first word is Om. Om is the primordial sound. Most of us are aware about it. It doesn't have a meaning of its own, but its meaning is expressed in Mandukya Upanishad as the primordial sound, which is the all-inclusive sound, which is comprised of A, U and M. A, the opening sound. It's the opening sound in any language. Every language of the world has an alphabet. The opening sound. U, the rolling sound, the middle sound, and the closing sound. So creation, U, maintenance, destruction, or the end, annihilation. So Om includes all the three states of existences. It's an all-inclusive sound, and it doesn't have a particular meaning, or you cannot ascribe it to a particular religion also. It's just a sound. Om, just a sound. But a certain masculinity, a certain potentiality is embedded in the sound. It represents the Supreme Being, the supreme potency of the Supreme Being. The rest of the mantra is the potentia of the Supreme Being. So Om is masculine, and the rest of the mantra that follows is all feminine, is the expression of that masculine flowing out as the feminine. So Om, we have understood, is the primordial sound. Hleem is the next one. Hleem is the seed syllable of stillness, the seed syllable of Ma Baglamukhi. Hleem, H-L-E-E-M. Hleem, the seed syllable of stillness. It comprises of the sound Ha, which is the sound of the third eye chakra, one of the seed syllables that belongs to one of the petals of the third eye. La, which is the sound of the earth chakra, the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. lam. And then there is the E sound, which is the sound of the divine feminine. And then there is the nasalization sound, which projects it into the infinite as an all-inclusive, infinite sound, an all-embracing sound of stillness, you can say that. So when you say, you not only are stilling yourself, but stilling the entire environment around you, the whole of this universe around you, recognizing the principle of stillness that is around you. Interestingly, we greet people, the commonest greeting on the telephone is hello. It has ha and la together. Hello. It emerged in another language, but it somehow addresses you as Kundalini chakra from your third eye to your root chakra. Hello. It's the same arrangement as heal. Another word in English is healing. Healing entails a certain stillness of the body, a certain joyful stillness that happens as a result of healing. The opposite of healing is disturbance, a certain shaking, a certain trembling of the body. So healing is a similar sound as healing. In fact, in Arabic, there is a sound called heem. It means to be able to accept, to be able to forbear, and thus one of the holy names, one of the 99 holy names of Allah is Al-Halim. Al-Halim, it means one who forbears, one who is silent, who is accepting, who is able to hold and forbear, who is able to deal with infinitely, who is able to absorb infinite chaos in his stillness and is able to forbear. The forbearer is the meaning of the word Halim, and it is the holy name of God in Islam, holy name of Allah, the Supreme One in Islam. SWT, Swatullah. So you'll find that this word clean that you never heard of before in this format is actually as a sound capsule quite prevalent, and thus it becomes a sound which connects, and through that connection imparts a certain stillness wherever it connects and pervades. So we have covered Om, Hlim. Now you understand these two words. The next word is Om Hlim Baglamukhi. Baglamukhi is the name of the goddess to whom this mantra is dedicated. But what is the meaning of word Baglamukhi? Bagla means the stork. The stork that you might be seeing, or you have seen, the white bird with a long beak, sits in lakes and rivers and gazes into the water, looking at the fish, waiting for a fish to come and pick it up. The concentration of this stork is totally in a space of stillness. The stork is still. The stork's face is still. So Bagla is the stork, and Mukhi, the stork-faced. That means as still as the stork face. So the Devi is referred to as that. Another meaning of word Bagla, or some people call it Balga, is the bridle that goes into an animal's mouth. The bridle. Mukhi means one who puts the bridle in the mouth. Now imagine you put a bridle in an animal's mouth. The whole animal comes into your control. A bridle with a rein controls the whole animal, but the rein is harnessed or attached to the bridle. Like in a horse, or in India, most people are aware, we take ox or a buffalo or even cows are they insert a bridle through in their nose or in their mouth in this area. So Baglamukhi would mean one who bridles, one who infuses a sense of discipline, anushasana. You know, the first sutra of Yoga Sutra, the first sutra says, Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Here is the discipline of yoga, or the bridle of yoga. So the bridle that controls, that disciplines, that stills the distraction. Distractions have to be still. We are talking about a dynamic stillness. We are not talking about a dead stillness. Remember, when we are talking about stillness, we are not talking, a dead body is still, but that is not the stillness we are talking about. We are not even talking about a person who is sleeping and is still. No, we are talking about a person who is doing planks. If you have done planks, you do planks and your body should not tremble. Or you do a posture of yoga, say a wheel posture or a side twist, and your body should not tremble. The stillness in a yoga posture, we are talking of that dynamic stillness. So everything else is moved out, screened out, and you are still. That is the stillness we are talking about. So Baglamukhi could mean the stock-faced, that means the still-faced. Baglamukhi could mean that which puts a bridle in the mouth, or bridle into the disturbance that is causing you distractions. And some interpretations are that there was a great sage by the name of Bagla, Rishi Bagla, and through his mouth flowed this mantra, and therefore this mantra is known as Baglamukhi mantra. So Om, Hlim, Baglamukhi, now you know it. Om, the pure potential. Hlim, the expression of stillness. Baglamukhi has discipline, has constraint, restraint, stability, stillness. Om Hlim Baglamukhi. Vacham. Vacham means simply speech. So stilling of the speech, stillness of the sound we are looking at. We are intentioning the stillness of the sound, stillness of speech. Vacham. Mukham. Stillness of the face, stillness of the mouth. So we are intentioning here the stillness of the mouth. When we say stillness of the face, that means stillness of expression. Not only you go in silence and then do, not that. No expression on the eyes, in the eyes. No expression on the face. No smiling. Nothing. Totally stillness expressed in your expression, or expressions still. So stillness of the face. Mukham also means orientation. So stillness in the orientation. Once you have oriented yourself in a direction, to be able to be still in that direction is also intentioned in this word mukham. Like an arrow. An arrow is totally still by itself, and when it is aimed in a particular direction, it has to be absolutely made still in that direction, pulled back and released. The stillness of an arrow can also be referred to as, the arrow can also be referred to as mukham, stillness of the arrow. So Om, Hlim, Baglamukhi, Vacham, speech, Mukham, mouth, face. Padam, feet. Or you can say the whole body, because the feet can move the whole body. Padam, Vacham, Mukham, Padam. Stambhaya. Stambhaya means to be turned as still as a pillar. Stambha means a pillar. May the speech, expressions, feet become as firm, as still as a pillar. Stambhaya. Vacham Mukham Padam Stambhe Jihvam Kile. The tongue, even when the whole body is made still, the face is still, the speech is still, the feet are still, the body is still, yet the tongue tends to move. There is an urge from the brain to communicate to the tongue. The tongue is still making a slight quiver or a movement within the mouth. The tongue also represents the sense of taste, and the tongue is considered to be one of the most sensual organs of the body. It has two functions, to speak and to taste. And when you put people in silence and in fasting, both together, only then they are truly still. Just one of them, they are not truly still. So the tongue, stillness of the tongue. Jihvam Kile, may the tongue be nailed. Kile means to nail the tongue, as it should be nailed. But nailed how? Practitioners, masters say the tip of the tongue should be turned upwards, like towards the back of the throat, and nailed there in the Khechri Mudra. That's the nailing of the tongue. So, Om, Devi Baglamukhi, Vacham, Mukham, Padam, Stambhay, Jihvam, Kile, Buddhim Vinashaya. May Buddhim, the intellect, or it includes the whole of the mind, may the whole mind get destroyed. So you enter the state of no mind. The definition of yoga is actually to still the mind, not to destroy it, but to still the mind. Vinashaya. Vinashaya is not, Nash means to destroy. Vinash means to especially destroy. Not destroy in the sense that we think that destruction, but destroy in a sense that it never ever is able to disturb you again. Such a destruction which is final. So Buddhim Vinashaya, Klim Om Swaha. It's the repetition of the seed syllables in a reverse order. And Swaha means I surrender into this stillness. Swa means I, Ha means I flow into, like you exhale. I exhale into, I flow into. Not really surrender out of defeat, but I flow into and dissolve into the stillness that this mantra will create. I purposely dropped two words which come right in the beginning, and those two words are Sarva Dushtanam. Sarva means all inclusive, all. And Dushtanam, Dushta is an opposite of Ishta. So whatever is harmonious, the opposite of harmonious is Dushta. So all disharmonious intentions, disharmonious people, disharmonious conditions, dissonant situations, may they all be stilled. All of them, may they all be stilled, whether they are in our external environments or within ourselves. So once again, if we look at the mantra, we say Om Devi Baglamukhi Sarva Dushtanam Vacham Mukham Padam Stambhaya Jihvam Kilaya Buddhim Vinashaya Klim Om Swaha. I think now you get the whole meaning in one go like this. I hope I have been able to, in this short video which has become quite long, explain briefly what the meaning is. These are the 36 syllables which coincide or which overlay on the Mahamrityunjay Shiva mantra with its 3 Vyahriti, that will also become 36 syllable. It also overlays the 36 elements, fundamental elements that comprise us according to the Kashmir Shaivism. So this mantra has an overlaying congruence with several other mantras, intentions and elements, and they unfold on their own. You don't need to understand all of this. Just a simple repetition of this mantra, once initiated properly into it, done in a right way, is enough to unfold the stillness from all directions, and such a stillness that then attracts abundance, strength, valor, good health, happiness, joy, everything that you can think of. That is why in the Tantra tradition, when the initiate is first, the novice is first asked to practice this mantra of stillness, most often they don't grow out of this mantra because they already achieve everything that they set out to achieve through this mantra, and just by doing this mantra. The shorter version of this mantra is clean, and just repetition of clean, as I mentioned in the previous post, is good enough. I repeat again, these mantras, these sounds are all religion neutral. There could be associations, religious associations, or they could be found in some religious texts, but that does not make these mantras religious. They are purely expression of stillness in a particular language, which is Sanskrit, and can be repeated by anybody who can trust and have faith in this process of using sound, capsules of sound or phonemes for any purpose, in this case stillness of the mind. I think the video has become too long, therefore I will do a Hindi video a little later on a second occasion. For now, I wish all of us all the best and a very healthy, very joyous and a very abundant time ahead. Namaste.